here at the 2023 NAWCQ with YESSSS. Please introduce yourself to the world, man.
My name's Steven No. I just day two'd with Generaiders and kind of, yep. It was pretty fun. I was bubbled out, kind of. I lost in the last round to Cash, and it was from there.
Hey man, it would have been insane to see a rogue deck, you know, make the top 64. But hey man, day two, that's still dude, that's a lot of rounds, man.
A lot of rounds.
Before we start the actual deck profile, any shout outs?
Yeah, huge shout out to Refined Gaming, Toledo, Ohio. They're just great people, great store, great vibes. And then shout out to the YESSSS people. You guys know who you are. And that's really about it.
Sweet. Without further ado, please show us the day two Generator.
Gotcha. So starting off, you got the best card of the deck. It only comes in common, Vala. She's the heart and soul of the deck. She lets you reborn. She's lets you get rid of the bricks in hand, so she's the best card. The next best card is Lopter. Lopter is Lone Fire Blossom, makes things bigger. And then you have a bunch of names. So this guy is a banish one card face up. This lets you search for Generator spell or trap. This negates special summons. And then mine's a little bit unconventional because I'm only running 2 hard and no Hela. I just think this card's insane. It's a hand rip, it's a Omni negate, card's insane. And then on top of that, I'm running a little Herald package. So I'm running 3 Diviner. Diviner is really nice in this deck because Vala, she is a fairy, so you can dump her, or you can dump Trios. And Trios is basically like an in-archetype Guardian Chimera that's also a level 9. And funny story, Diviner also has another effect. So if it's tributed, you can summon this guy, which is a level 1 tuner, and you can make use these two to make Baron.
That's insane.
And on top of that, since I'm running a lot of fairies, we're running the card that's now at 2. Running 2 of that, 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Imperms, and those are the hand traps I'm running.
Very nice.
And then for everything else, I'm running 1 Harpies in the main, because I am running a little Thrust package, so Thrust, Terraforming, and Tactics. These 2 were just insane today. Just so many cash matchups, and I'm just stealing everything. On top of that, Prosperity for a little bit more consistency. Called by the Grave because I don't like D-Shifter. This card's insane. This card is actually just E-Telly. It's just like I can just target one of my level 9s, which the whole deck is level 9s, and just summon 2 different names. And then it just E-Telly and lets me go for more fodder to make more things. And then lastly, the heart and soul of the deck. If you Ash this, if you if you MST it, I lose. Boss Stage. Boss Stage lets you, when your opponent draws a card, you can summon a Generator monster from your deck, and then if it's your opponent's turn, you can summon tokens. So you just summon a bunch of tokens, and they're all fairies. So it lets you also trigger that Trios that I saw earlier with this guy.
So let me get this straight. Just for drawing for turn triggers this.
Yeah, so when they draw for turn, it triggers that. And then this card, I can just tribute 3 of them in Guardian Chimera. So I can pop a card and then draw 2 more cards.
That's ridiculous.
And then on top of that, the deck has their own in-archetype Guardian, what is this called? Metaverse. So we're just running extra copies of it, basically.
What's the main deck count, man?
The main deck's 41. I wanted to cut it down to 40. I wanted to change it a lot, but we were told to submit our deck lists early, so I couldn't change it. Yeah, and then onto the extra deck. The best card, Double Zeus. After that, 2 Jormungandr. This card is really nice because it just gets really big, but it's also really nice because this card came out in Photon Hypernova. This card is basically just non-target equip things from your opponent's board onto to your side of the field, and then just make this guy really big. This put in so much work against every matchup today. It was just insane. And then on top of that, I ran a number 92. I made it once against Labyrinth, and I just banished this whole board. This card's just silly because instead of doing the way where you have to like do it with a bunch of dragons, stuff like that, no, you can just hard make this in this deck because everything's level 9. And on top of that, we were running 2 Enter Blafnirs. This card is just basically used it for a little combo where it lets you hand rip your opponent. So you can hand rip them for 2, and then overlay into F0 into Utopic Draco. So nice little monster negate. Next was the Baron from the Herald play. If I need to take things, and then Aggregator and Intest. So Aggregator lets you dump this to the graveyard and just pop a card, and then you can reattach it with its own effect, and then overlay for Zeus to detach and get more advantage.
Oh, yo, what are your thoughts on Hop Squadron and the loadeds to where you can synchro on your opponent's turn?
I thought about that. Like, it seemed really nice in theory, but like, it was just like too experimental for a deck that like already bricks hard enough. So
the tokens usually just poof?
Yeah, the tokens are nice because they're a bunch of like tribute fodder for like basically all the effects, whether it's Trios or Heart Omni Negate or Lopter, so he can E-Telly for things, or Lone Fire. And then for the side deck, we're running a bunch of good cards. 3 Evenly. I loved doing this to Runic players, so it was great. 3 Cosmic. I love doing this to Runic players. It was great. Bell, again, it was just really nice. Anti-spell, this card, MVP. MVP of the whole weekend. This card was just insane. I activate that, flip it. People just said good game, next game.
Never backfired?
Never backfired once, because all I needed was boss stage. If I had boss stage, I was there. And then 2 Lightning Storm for that good old back row, and then 1 Arise Heart. This was the one thing that I definitely wanted to change in the main, because I wanted to have this in the side and this in the main, because I realized I submitted my deck wrong, and then it was like that. So that was my mistake.
Hey, that online thing,
Yeah.
pretty finicky. So we love Konami.
Yeah.
How was your overall experience for the weekend, like during this event?
It was good. It was a really long event.
All right, well, hey man, thank you again for being on the channel, and until next time, everyone, Bortle out.